Hey guys, it's Kingdom Orange 2 here, and welcome back to my channel. Obviously saving the best for last. The final Winx girl we will be ranking spells for is Aisha. Now like always, her spells will be divided into 3 separate categories, and I won't be including spells that don't fit certain criteria. So anyways, without further ado, let's get to the rankings. Attacks. Number 32 is Powerball. I like how Aisha talks a big game when she's about to hit Dark Bloom with it, but Bloom literally just flicks it away. Also, the name is terrible. I don't know why they named a spell after the lottery. Number 31 is Morphic's Attack. Morphic's Attack is such a generic spell name, I actually hate it. Also, Aisha only uses it once in a group attack, and we hardly even see what the spell looks like. Number 30 is Plasma Warp. I don't get the idea behind the name Plasma Warp. Also, this spell seems pretty weak as Dark Bloom is able to dodge it. Number 29 is Enchanted Plasma. Enchanted Plasma is a pretty pathetic spell and is only used once. I placed it higher than Plasma Warp though because it's stronger. Number 28 is Plasma Magic Bolt. I like the way this spell looks when Aisha hurls it at Valtor, but other than that, I'm not crazy about the name or how it appears when she uses it to attack the fairy pets. Number 27 is Morphic's Attack Plasma Volt. This spell name is obnoxiously way too long, but it's a pretty powerful ball of light, so I had to rank it higher. Number 26 is Iridescent Blade. The name of this spell makes absolutely no sense in relation to Aisha's powers. However, I love how thick the jet stream she shoots is. Number 25 is Morphic's Wave. What sucks about this spell is that the name had so much potential, and it's wasted on something that looks like just a jet stream of Morphix. Number 24 is Andros Hurricane. Andros Hurricane is a pretty lame spell itself, but I can't say that I don't think the name goes extremely hard. Still, I wish this spell was more of a hurricane rather than just a blast of power. Number 23 is Tide of Andros. The spell itself is really nothing special, just another generic energy blast. However, I do like the name a lot more than Andros Hurricane, so I ranked it higher. Number 22 is Waterizing Ray. Waterizing Ray is a horrible name. Waterizing isn't even a word, and the spell itself is pretty boring, but I ranked it higher because she shoots it from a Mythic's wand, and I love the wands. Number 21 is Morphic's Meganet. I'm not crazy about the spell name, it sounds too much like a defense spell, and I think the way Morphic's Meganet looks isn't super interesting. However, I really like the dramatic shots of Aisha using it against the witches from Cloud Tower. Number 20 is Neptune's Sting. The name Neptune's Sting is actually perfect. I do wish though that there was more effort put into the design. Like it would have been cool if it caused the enemy to like shake or be shocked. Number 19 is Power Jabs. The name itself is pretty terrible, but I can't lie and say that I don't like the choreography of Aisha using it. Also, it shoots 2 beams of Morphix instead of 1, so that's kind of cool. Number 18 is Morphix Blow / Morphix Bolt. The way the spell manifests isn't particularly interesting. However, I strangely love the way the butterflies encircle the ball of Morphix before Aisha hits someone with it. Number 17 is Pure Enchanted Morphix. The way in which Aisha says this spell in the Dubbing Brothers version of this movie makes her sound like Count Von Count from Sesame Street, but I like how the Morphix stops Mandragora from moving around. Number 16 is Morphix Power. The name of the spell is terribly generic, probably worse than Morphic's Shield. Still, I can't get over how strong this spell is and how good it looks when Aisha uses it. I really enjoy the giant blast wave it creates. Number 15 is Hail Rays. This sounds a bit stupid, but I really just love how when Aisha shoots this spell, the waves of light continue circling as she casts it. However, I did have to take off points because she only uses this spell once and it's really not super unique. Number 14 is Morphic's Kick. Like I've said before, and I'll say again, I love a spell with a unique concept, such as one where you kick your magical power. Aisha's Morphic's Kick is a bit more boring than the other Winx girls, but overall, I'm still very fond of it. Number 13 is Morphic's Punch. Again, this spell is great, but the punch is always better. Number 12 is Naiad's Attack. First of all, The name is phenomenal. I really like how they named this after a character from Greek mythology. Also, I love the way the Morphix gets wavy before it strikes someone. Number 11 is Water Bolt. The name and look of the spell are overall pretty fantastic. I like the way it shoots out of both of her hands and how the bolt is a stream of water. Number 10 is Barrier/Plasma Barrier. I struggled on where to place this because it's more of a defensive spell. Regardless though, I enjoy the way Aisha uses it by trapping her enemy in a case of Morphix. This spell is also a bit too similar to Morphix Barrier, which I will discuss a bit later. Number 9 is Morphix Blob. Blowing bubbles is so much fun, so the fact that Aisha blows bubbles of Morphix to trap the tricks is really enjoyable. To be fair, the way in which Aisha attacks them is a bit similar to other spells used later in this video. However, the fact that it looks like Aisha is blowing bubblegum makes it 100 times better. Number 8 is 13th Seal. To this day, I still question as to where the Winx writers came up with this name or how 13th Seal has anything to do with water or Morphix. However, this spell is amazing. I love the way it looks and how Aisha crosses her arms for it to strike someone. It's just so cool and badass. Number 7 is Morphix Staff. I feel like most people would actually think this spell is pretty lame, but I just love the creativity behind it. I just wish Aisha actually used it to strike her enemies rather than as a defense mechanism like we see her mostly do. Number 6 is Morphix Cage. Again, this could technically be considered a defense spell, but since Aisha uses it to trap enemies, I placed it under attacks. Regardless though, I really enjoy the idea of trapping your opponents in this giant Morphix cage, even if the cage really isn't that strong. Number 5 is Morphix Net. This spell is a bit confusing because it manifests in many different ways. However, I absolutely love how it looks when Aisha uses it on Icy. I genuinely wish this spell would have been used in Season 4 because it looks so good. Number 4 is Morphix Tidal Wave. This spell is crazy. I mean, Aisha was literally able to grab the Wizards of the Black Circle with a string of Morphix. Honestly, I don't know why Aisha didn't just throw them really far away, but then again, this is a kid's show. Number 3 is Magical Water Hug. This spell is visually stunning. I love the choreography, how it begins with Aisha spinning and then the water turns into a spout and picks Brophilius up. The only complaint I have is that the sequence is a bit too long, and that's probably why she only uses this spell one time in the show. Number 2 is Mystic Wrap. This is a perfect attack spell. It allows Aisha to easily grab onto her enemy and fling them around. I love the way Mystic Wrap looks and how Aisha uses it. It really seems 100 times more practical than blasting an enemy with just another generic energy beam. I just wish we knew where they came up with the mystic part of the spell name because I always found that to be a bit strange. Number 1 is Power Swirl. I really can't say exactly why I love this spell, but the sequence of Aisha overdramatically spinning around before she blasts Tritanus has been stuck in my head for years. If I was ever sent to war, I would spin around like that before I had to attack an enemy. The only lame part about it is that when Aisha uses Power Swirl in the Christmas episode, she just spins the batons. So maybe Aisha decided that spinning was just way too much work for her. Regardless though, 10 out of 10, no notes. Defense. Number 12 is Morphix Shield. The name sucks and the shield is very boring. Number 11 is Morphix Barrier. It's literally just Morphix Shield, but the name is a bit better. Number 10 is Morphix Aura. Another boring shield spell, but I like the name better than the other two. Number 9 is Morphix Cloud/Morphix Megawall. Morphix Cloud is a great name. Morphix Megawall isn't. I think the spell could be way more interesting if they actually tried to differentiate it from Aisha's other blooming shield. Number 8 is Protection of Waves. I gave this shield a higher ranking over Morphix Cloud simply because the name is absolutely stunning, but the shield itself is pretty uninteresting. Number 7 is Plasma Wall. I actually really like the disc shape of this shield and how versatile its use is, especially when she throws it at an enemy. Number 6 is Dance of the Tides. This spell looks really good when Aisha uses it to shield herself and the cranes, but when she uses it to shield others, it's a bit boring. However, again, the name is so melodramatic that I just had to give it a high ranking. Number 5 is Break Magic. Break Magic is an absolutely horrible spell name, and I'm confused as to what exactly the break is supposed to be. However, I can't deny how beautiful this shield is, and I really like how it adds an extra layer of protection by blasting the enemy as well. Number 4 is Morphix Barricade. Morphix Barricade is such a kick-ass name, and I absolutely love the shape of this shield. Number 3 is Morphix Bubble. When Aisha uses it to form a hand that grabs the Star Yummies, this spell is absolutely fantastic. However, the typical bubblegum shield it creates is a bit boring, but I really like the concept of the Morphix hand, so I ranked it high. Number 2 is Plasma Shape. I really wasn't sure where to place this spell because it's kind of like a special spell, yet I find Plasma Shape to be weirdly fascinating. Like, it didn't work and would never work against an actual enemy, but the idea of creating a copy of yourself out of Morphix is really awesome. Number 1 is Superpowered Morphix. This defense spell is so incredible. I love the way it doubles as a shield, but also as an attack. It's a shame that Aisha only uses it once in the show, but I wonder if it only works when something other than magic hits it. Special. Number 11 is Morphix Dart. I don't understand this spell at all. Aisha uses it to free the Tree of Life from the Legendarium world, but other than that, this spell is really uninteresting, and I hate the name. Number 10 is Underwater Breath. It's cool that it can help Aisha and the other Winx to breathe underwater. However, this spell is really boring, and they were able to breathe underwater in Season 3 without it. I also think the name Underwater Breath is just way too on the nose. Number 9 is Cry Cry Drops. So Aisha uses this spell to restore the Gems of Light. I honestly think it's a really beautiful spell, but I didn't really get the purpose of it. I don't know, maybe I should have just paid more attention to what was going on. Number 8 is Tide of Sirenics. I like how with this spell, Aisha blasts these Morphic Cyclones towards Icy and Tritanus. However, compared to the other Winx's Sirenics powers and the special spells on this list, I just don't find it to be that interesting. A lot of the other girls had these supercharged moments with their special Sirenic spells, and Aisha never really gets one. Number 7 is Enchanted Morphix. The name sucks. It's too generic. However, I love the idea of trapping an enemy in super sticky Morphix. Number 6 is Morphix Trap. Morphix Trap is practically the same as Enchanting Morphix, but the name Morphix Trap is just 100 times better. Also, I would have combined these spells, but they were in different fairy forms. Number 5 is Magic Rain. Now that I think about it, I believe Stella is mostly the one who controls the weather. However, the ability to make it randomly rain is still pretty cool. I mean, did the spell's name have to be so on the nose? No. But if I could make it rain, I totally would. Number 4 is Morphix Cushion. I feel like this spell is actually really kind of stupid, but something about it just is so charming to me. I don't know if I just love the way the giant cushion looks, or maybe the pillows I've been sleeping on have been hurting my back, but I think this spell is overall really cute. Number 3 is Vital Beat. I don't really get the difference between the Sophic spells, but I do like how powerful and versatile this spell is, because not only does Aisha use it to turn the tree monsters back into trees, but she can also make it rain, which, like I already said, is pretty awesome. Number 2 is Spirit of Courage. I rank this spell high because it is really powerful and can definitely be useful in certain circumstances. Sometimes though, it seems like a bad idea. Like, I don't know how smart it would be to have someone fight against an armed robber. It's definitely more interesting than most of the other special Believix powers though. Number 1 is Morphix Surfboard. Is there really any competition here? I mean, how cool is it that Aisha can literally create a surfboard out of Morphix? Also, the surfboard doesn't just look good, it's very versatile, as she can use it as an attack or defense. My favorite version of Morphix Surfboard is when Aisha creates a giant Morphix wave and then rides it with the surfboard to attack the Pegators. This sequence is so melodramatic and fun. Honestly, this spell is probably my favorite in any category out of all of Aisha's. If you liked this video today and want to see more content in the future, make sure you hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for watching today, and I will see you soon. Bye!